Hey, yo, how you doing, guys? It's me, the 1AJ, representing 1/5 of them boys. So you know what that means? We're here. And who are we repping? The Ministry of Wrestling. Yeah, the army's back in town, guys. You've been asking for the merch, so we're showing the merch. Okay, guys, right now it's all about WWE Survivor Series War Games. Now, just the last show, we had 8 matches that we covered. It had more. This show has 4 matches in a pay-per-view. It's a good thing it's on Netflix, right? Because I don't know if it's worth the money. Right, let's go kick it off. Let's kick off with the Women's War Games as Team Io and Rhea, I'm going to call it that, versus Team Nia. Let's go with that. How'd the guys vote? Let's have it. Women's War Games, I'm going for the faces on this one. There's just too many dominant forces. You've got the Queen, Charlotte Flair. You've got Mummy, Rhea Ripley, the one that people have said is arguably the best women's wrestler in the world, Io Sky. Nothing against Alexa Bliss when I say this, or AJ Lee. And again, we've got the AJ Lee return. It's like her second match since she's been away. So there's too many factors to say that it can't be them. I don't say nothing against Alexa. Like, there's no praise on Alexa, but she's one of the biggest fan favorites, right? The heels are ultimately dominant. I'd love to see them win, but this is definitely the women's for the face team for the win. I'm not too sure why Charlotte agreed and disagreed. I missed the product, but yeah, definitely Team Rhea and Io for the win.
So yes, the Kabuki Warriors have been tormenting Charlotte and Alexa for months, and also Rhea and Io for months. And yeah, the insertion of AJ Lee makes it somewhat interesting, and it obviously means that there's potentially one story thread to continue out of this, which is Becky and AJ Lee. But you know, Lash Legend, Nia Jax, there's a lot of inclusion here that just feels like, oh damn, we need a women's War Games match. Put all of these gals together. There's not much story that's led into this. So I gotta say that just to make it easy for booking sakes, that you have the baby faces win. So Rhea and her team, also Rhea's kind of the women's War Games competitor. So yeah, Rhea's team to win, babyface team to win.
Yeah, with the women's one, I know someone's going to do a moonsault off the cage, probably with a trash can on their heads. I don't know. I can't predict this one. It's really hard. So I'm going to go off vibe. And also because AJ Lee's in a second match for how many years, they're going to give it to the team with AJ Lee in it. So yeah, I'm going to go with the face team to win. I think Becky's going to eat the pin just because she can wild out later. So yeah, the face team to win, Charlotte, AJ Lee, so on and so forth. That's who the winner is.
It's really interesting with the women's War Games, and I'm so glad that Lash Legends gets a big stage to shine on. So well done to Lash Legend. However, with a super team with Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and oh my god. Oh yes, AJ Lee. Come on, you know, it's one of her first matches back. She's definitely going to win. So Team Rhea for the win.
This is a easy, obvious one. Like, the good guys gonna be victorious here, man. This whole dynamic of will they, won't they between Charlotte and Rhea, like, I guess they're trying to make that play a part, seem interested and all that, but hell, man, you know, on Monday they just got a great addition to the women's, like, heel team, but I still don't think that's gonna be enough to, like, you know, square out everything. Like, especially, like, with AJD, like, the returning goddess, if you will, on their team. Like, I just don't see the good guys losing here, man. Rhea and friends for the win.
Okay. So it looks like all of the guys have gone for the face team. Well, let's call it that because there's too many names to mention, but I can mention them all if you wish. Okay, let's go from one women's match to the other as the world's women's title is on the line as reigning defending champion Stephanie Vaquer takes on heel turned Nikki Bella. How'd the guys vote? Let's have a look.
Well, I suppose this is what you call all filler, zero killer. And unfortunately, that applies to both the women's matches on this card. But women's world title, I mean, look, I think I admire WWE in one way because they've given the belt to someone who doesn't have the best grasp of the English language, whereby historically they've always been reluctant to do so. Shinsuke Nakamura, looking at you. Stephanie Vacca's in ring is great. Stephanie Vacca on the mic, not her fault. It just is what it is. And as a result, I do wonder what sort of legs and what sort of length this title reign has. Be that as it may, this is obviously going to be a Vacca win. I don't know. I don't see her as a long-term prospect, sadly. Kind of a flash in the pan, potentially. But Stephanie Vacca to win.
I have this weird feeling they're going to give it to Nikki. I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen. Plus, I've seen rumours, I don't know if it's true, that someone wants to get something enlarged. So you can't really be winning and going to... Ignore what I said before. They're going to want to give it to Nikki, but I'm going to stick with my heart and I'm going to go with Stephanie, forget, I can't say her name. Stephanie to win. I tried. Anyway, Stephanie to win because, come on, you can't drop her off so bad, so quick, unless something's happened. I've been watching the product, but still, she's selling, so stick with that. Stephanie to win, and then at the other pay-per-view, Nikki. Hey, yeah, that's it. Stephanie to win, Nikki gonna rumble. Done.
At first, I thought this was a really hard match to call because obviously, with Nikki Bella, could she come back and have that little world title run? But then, obviously, after the run that Stephanie Vacca has been on, I don't think you can just cut that short with a Nikki Bella. You know, I think this is a one-off or just the start of a rivalry where following through, she'll probably eventually win it, but not this way. So still, your WWE Women's World Champion, Stephanie Vacca.
Valkyria versus Nikki Bella. I think they've done right by Nikki to the heel because, quite frankly, how much stock does she have really left with so many great women on the roster? She been from the Divas era, which really wasn't highly sought after for the women's ability, more the characters. So, hey, do great character work as a heel. But is she going to do that as a champion? Hell no, man. Stephanie's on a roll, and she's going to roll right through Nikki. Stephanie Valkyria for the win.
I keep betting against that, and it's kept going wrong. This time, I'm not going to be so stupid. Stephanie Vacca is still your WWE World Women's Champion. Sorry, Nikki, just not happening.
See, reflexively, I just want to say John Cena because, that's who always wins. But Dominic's going to win back his title because why not give it to Dom? He's like the biggest babyface and also the biggest heel at the same time. Love that guy. And plus, John wants to give back. Yes, he's got the Intercontinental Championship now. Yeah, well done, you won it. Now give it back. Give back my toy. Give it back. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Dominic to win this one. Might be with cheatings, but Dominic to win. Yeah, that should be easy.
This is one of the hardest matches for me to call because it could go either way. Dom could get his belt back and then obviously go on to feud with someone else. But then what does that leave John Cena with his final match? You can't go off the back of a loss into your final match. He's got to be strong, right? So as hard as it may seem, I'm going to go with, and still, your Intercontinental Champion, never seen 17, John Cena.
Now, I know for many people, it's very straightforward what's going to happen here. And, Dom's just going to get his title back. They only put it on Cena for a couple of weeks to make sure he's, become a Grand Slam champion and all that. But at the same time, though, if Cena loses here, I don't think he's going to win his final match ever. Yeah, I just don't think he is. So what? Cena has back-to-back losses on his way out. This is the thing that makes it so difficult for me because I just don't see them doing that. I mean, they could, Cena's humble enough for them to do that, but it's a big risk. You know, why do I care? I can't win anyway. I'm gonna say still your Intercontinental Champion, John Cena.
This is the tough one. This is the tough one. Do we go with Dom take the title, or does Cena walk into his last match ever with a championship and that person gets to take out Cena and the title? Maybe Cena wins and there's a tournament for the IC title. Oh, yeah, I was actually going to say Dom, but I think I'm going to go with that one. John Cena to retain in his last pay-per-view has us wondering what happens with the title. I see an IC title tournament going. Dom still got the Triple A title or Triple A title. So yeah, John Cena for the win. May regret that. May regret.
Like the GOAT himself, let me spit some hard truths for you here. This is the highlight of John Cena's retirement one. Not winning 17, which was of course great, but becoming a Grand Slam champ. And this little feud he's had with Dirty Dominic Mysterio and becoming a Grand Slam champ it's goated. It's freaking great. And Cena, in his retirement run, the aim of this, in his words, is to put the young guys over. What better way to do that than to have Dirty Dom regain the IC title? Also, I know some people are saying Gunther is going to be his last opponent and Gunther will regain the IC title. My question to that is, why would you push Gunther down the card when he's already been a two-time world champion? That doesn't make a lick of sense to me. So I think having Dominic Mysterio regain the IC title in his hometown of San Diego and then pushing in the Dirty Dom era is perfection. So Dirty Dom to regain the title. Well done, Cena.
Okay. So, as it stands, there are two men. I was going to say Dirty Dom. They both have D in their name. Then the Tech, double V, who have gone for Dirty Dom to go for the victory. Everyone else believes it's still Cena's time and his time's not up just yet. So, I will touch on this later, because this would be where I'd normally be like, so the bar separates. Let's get to the main event, which is the men's War Games. Extra throat on this one. But here we go. I'll do that, then I'll give a brief explanation as to what's about to go down. So here we go, guys. The men's War Games, Team Cody, Team Punk, Team Roman, Team Uso, whatever you want to call it, versus Team Vision, Team Heyman, whatever you want to call it. It's the main event. It's War Games. Let's have a look.
You would think with such a star-studded side that they would obviously go on to win the War Games, but I think there's some storylines to be told within that group of the faces. You've got two champions on the same team, and then you've obviously got the Usos and Roman Reigns, and there's going to be some confliction there somehow. Whereas on the other side, it would just look dominant if they stood tall and won the War Games. So therefore, the winner is the Vision for the win.
You know, normally I would go with Team Super Duper of Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Cody, along with the Usos to win any day. Normally, but like again, I can't get any points with this anyway, so what do I care? I'm gonna say the Breaker team, Brock's team, whatever it's called, Triple B, whatever you want to call it, man. They're gonna get the win. I feel it's because Jey Uso's gonna mess up somehow, cost everyone like the match, and this is part of Jey's story arc to eventually becoming, a bad guy and whatnot. Yeah, so the Breaker team for the win.
Men's War Games, I'm going to go for Team Vision, if that's what they're still called. But yeah, I'm going for the Paul Heyman team on this one. I don't know what it is, but something tells me Cody's turning here. So I'm not too sure if he's going to do it post-match, during the match. I don't know. I don't care. But I'm going for Team Heyman to take this one. We've had too many faces win this stuff. The men for the win.
Yeah, so this is stacked with talent, no doubt about it. I mean, on Rhodes/Punk/Roman's team, yeah, it's filled with talent. And everyone in that team is pretty much a bona fide future Hall of Famer. the opposing team, there's a few future Hall of Famers in there, but not necessarily all of them, and all of them still quite raw. But the fury that exists in that team, between Drew, between the Tribal Thief, between Bron Breakker, and obviously the Beast. And you know, I'm not a Logan Paul guy, but he's fearless, so we'll probably get a few good spots out of him in this match. You gotta say that the heels are gonna win this. I hope they do an interesting angle. The one I'd love to fantasy book is Jimmy Uso turns heel and finally, you know, turns on everyone and aligns himself with Heyman. I think that would be a cool twist. Some people think Jay. I prefer Jimmy, but I think the heels are going to win here.
Cody Rhodes on his boys. That would piss off a lot of internet wrestling fans. We know it's CM Punk's team. You know I'm not a CM Punk fan, but we could even say Roman, but it's really Roman or CM. It's CM Punk's team, to be real. But with that said, I'm going to go with the heels winning, with someone else coming in to interfere or someone turning heel or something happen. Let Jay turn heel because he's been liking, but if his merch is selling, they're not going to turn him. You know? No one needs to turn. No one needs to turn. It's just fun to see a surprise turn. But with all that, I'm going to go with the heel team winning. The Vision, yeah. I'm going to go with them because his face got too much problems in the background. Yeah, that's his winner. The heel team.
Okay, so everybody has gone for the Vision, or Team Heyman as I'm calling it, or the heel team, if you want to call it that, for the victory. This is an interesting one, guys. Also under like half an hour, which is amazing. Well done, Ministry, right? In the Ministry of Wrestling, behind the scenes, we have a few rules. Rule number one, you would have heard from Den in the review show, not for this pay-per-view, but the pay-per-view before that. I believe it was an AEW one. But essentially the rules are you need to be under a minute and a half. We actually have a minute in which to give our prediction, a 30-second buffer. Last time Leon lost a few points because of it, and he would have had a clean sweep on that show, and he didn't. Another rule is a submission date and time. If you don't submit in time, you are now forfeiting your points. With exceptions, you can text and be like, hey, something's gone wrong. Yeah, this time it wasn't handed in. So, then the Tech, Big Tone, and Double V, Nico Luro, all have forfeited points for this. So, really, I should be saying, Den and Double V have gone down one route. That's a potential 5 points. The very interesting thing about this is that the two men who did comply, myself and Leon's aka Simsy, have voted exactly the same way. So those guys are guaranteed zeros. If by some odd miracle, me and Leon cannot get 4 matches, at least one match correct, we're all team zero for this pay-per-view. If we get everything right, both of us walk away with 5 points. If we get one wrong, we both get away with 3 points. Even if we get 2 wrong, we just need to get one match right to get 3 points. Ideally, we'll get 5 points. That's the only competition in this match. We are at Cena's final pay-per-view. We've still got a few pay-per-views to go till Mania, but that's the one. This is not a battle of wits here. It's kind of helped me because I could possibly go from third to possibly second, or I stay where I am. I don't know. Leon's also got a chance to rebuild that gap that he had from Big Tone. It's all very much open. It's a nice twist. It's not an exciting twist in what's not an exciting pay-per-view. But hey, look, let's keep it at 20 minutes because there were 4 matches and there's 5 guys. Why am I talking even longer? So for the next time, MOW Army, the 1AJ, signing out and hoping you guys enjoy the final stand from the big man and enjoy War Games as much as you can. Also, why did we have a traditional Survivor Series match the week before Survivor Series and then a War Games? I think I'm going to have a discussion about maybe Survivor Series is the only pay-per-view that should be a 2-night event. Stay tuned for that next week. But until then, I am the 1AJ and I am signing out as a potential winner. See ya.